And I don't think I've ever done a webinar from Salt Lake City. I actually know that back when we called them, Mark, what did we call them before EAT? We were calling them,
Huddles, right?
yeah, Colonomic Huddles. I seem to remember maybe doing one from the Salt Lake City airport. I've actually only had one negative airport incident in my life that involved something other than, just either being late for a flight. I do think this, though, this is kind of a weird one. I've never missed a flight because um, I was there too late. So in other words, even a connection, so that I was connecting from one airport to another and ended up at the airport too late because the other connection was late. I've not missed one. I've had some delayed, but not missed one. Well, in the Salt Lake City airport, I actually had a very fancy, I've clicked on this saying okay to it being recorded, Mark, 4 times. I'm doing it for the fifth. Why does it keep asking me that? Anyway, I've had a very fancy single lens reflex camera, so SLR, way back in the day before we used our phones to do video, phone or images and photos and things. I had it stolen and it was right on the seat next to me in the terminal. And I was just taking a nap at the seat and somebody stole it right off the bench next to me. So at Salt Lake City airport, and having something stolen. Anyway, here on the Talk with Wayne session. And again, I don't think I've ever done one from Salt Lake City. So this is a first. Done them from all over the world, but not from here. And I'm in a hotel room, and it's a little bit significant because let's see if I can just flip my screen, show you a few things. Um, it's a pretty nice room. I'm showing you a little bit what I do, setting up in the middle of a day in a hotel room. I was working right before this with that at the end of the bed, and there's a little light that I only have one of the bedside ones, and this is a very nice hotel room where there's I don't know if you can notice, there's other lights here that are um, broadly room lighting, and then it's got a really nice sort of you don't see these in hotel rooms anymore, where you've actually got a complete separate closet to store things, including a iron. We used to see these all the time. There's an ironing board. This is by far the coolest little micro kitchen that I've had in a long time. Here's the microwave, a coffee maker, the ice bucket. But here's the cool thing. Look at this little refrigerator. It shows the temperature. These little refrigerators you have in hotels, most often you don't have a clue what the temperature is. It could be, 50 degrees, which is way too warm for a refrigerator, but this one's right at 34. And it's in a little cabinet. A lot of times they'll put them underneath or near where the TV is. And then that's the desk, which I piled some things on. But here's the coolest thing. That is my truck right outside the window, because I usually am not able to park that close. And why is that important? Because I've got 4 dogs in there, very precious cargo. Um, my dogs today are the equivalent of a 30-year-old's kids, because my kids are all grown, and the ability to have that right there and if the dogs were to bark or would whine, or if somebody was messing with them, I could hear it right here from the hotel room. And then looking back, it's a fairly large room, and look at the sort of nice photos on the wall, and big mirror over here. And let's see, we'll go out in the hallway. See if I can keep the door open. I can put this. I think that, yep, that keeps me out. Here's the first floor. It's a 3-story hotel. Um, Here's a conference room. And I'm showing all this because at Riggins right now, we are in the hospitality business, and we've got lots of other amenities that this place doesn't have. And I'm not sure that I've really shown a U.S. hotel and sort of kinds of things that are there. There's what we call a rack for brochures for various different amenities that are in the area. So there's Park City Museum. Park City is near Salt Lake City. Utah Valley map for attractions in the area. Some really nice magazines down the bottom. And then here's a ATM machine. And then here's the little patio area. And I think the pool is the I don't want to walk out to the breakfast area because there's a bunch of people out there that probably wouldn't appreciate being filmed. So I'm going to walk down towards that's another meeting room, but there's no lights on in it, to the pool area. And that's my room. Again, I just left the door propped open. There's another conference room. Here's the fitness room. I would have to have a key to get in there. Nice little room with the TV and all the kind of fitness equipment, which I'd use if I wasn't getting a workout today, but I already have gotten a pretty good workout. So I'm walking down the hall. So Mark, how does this compare to Bangladeshi hotels or anybody else that's out there in the audience, to hotels you'll see in your area? I think this is going out to the pool.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have some of
Mark?
the, yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, some of the hotels are in my country also. They have all those things, swimming pool, workout station, things like that, conference rooms. So yeah, we do have international standard hotels. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I don't know what temperature that is. Obviously, there's a hot tub there, and I don't think the pool is super warm, probably comfortable. But there's not very many people here. It's a Thursday weekend. This is very close to the Salt Lake City airport. There's the Spring Hill Suites. You know what? I know I haven't shown you guys yet, though. I'm gonna quickly go out and show you my Brittany puppy, Sadie, who's out in the truck. I got to put shoes on first. Um, anyway, this is Talk with Wayne, so please ask any questions that you have. Again, I'm just sort of showing you hospitality because we're in that business now at Riggins. And this is, so I always look for ideas now. So little tiny thing, instead of just having carpet in front of the door to the fitness room, what's going to happen when people come out of this fitness room? They're sweating, and there's really not any kind of a locker room or anything. So having this to where the minute you come out, instead of having sweat come.
Oh, your video seems to be frozen. I think the signal got dropped. All right. Wayne, can you hear us? Okay.
Yes.
You were frozen for a second.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I'm going to just put my shoes on here and go out and quickly show you um, one of our dogs. You've seen others, but not our Brittany's, which are relatively new to us. I take my hotel key and my truck keys. Anybody have any questions, Mark, at this point, or
No,
comments?
yeah, there are comments there. Alicia from Virginia, Clover. Okay. How do you feel about uh, worm composting? How
I've,
does, okay.
I've talked about it before. I feel really good about it. Felicia, if you have a speaker that we should be interviewing, send us the name, and we'd love to talk to somebody. Worm composting is incredible. So, and it's something that I've done on a regular basis.
Okay, and she has a link, so yeah, that should be helpful. People can click that. So there's a blog post for that. I think you can all read. Uh, and nothing else right now.
So let's see. I got to grab. This is my dog truck. You guys have seen that before. Pretty clean. Sometimes when you go out on the road with something, it gets a little dirty. But I went through a little bit of a rainstorm driving here, cleaned it off. Looking for my key now to get into the dog box area. Found it. And I'm gonna grab a leash, which maybe I've got. I have it right up here. Well, I didn't have that locked. That's not good. And I'm going to show you some equipment also here. I'm going to set the phone down for just a second. It is still looking out. Here I am. You see me? Open up where this puppy is. Very cute. By the way. Okay. Back around. Sadie, Sadie, good girl. There's Sadie dog. Come on, Sadie. She is a hunting dog and is 6 months old. So 6 months olds often aren't that well trained, but you're going to see her do something right now. She will actually figure out how to get that leash around her. She's very smart. Other dogs wouldn't be able to figure that out. She hasn't figured out. I'm bragging. I'm bragging about her. I'm not sure she's figuring this out. Come on, babe. Ah,
So
there we go.
she's the newest addition to your dog
Yes.
family. Yeah, okay.
And now she's peeing, which is good. She knows that when she gets out of the truck, she's supposed to go to the bathroom. She's a good girl. That's a very important thing to train young dogs. Now, look what she did. Why are you stuck there? You ran around the tree on the wrong side, little girl. So now I'm going to run around, get around the other side. Sadie, come on. Sadie, get over here. So there's a whole bunch of hotels here. The The one that I'm staying in, La Quinta, is only one of probably 20 of them because we're right by the Salt Lake City airport. There's the mountains around Salt Lake. Let's see if I can get in between buildings over here and you can see them a little bit better. Sadie, let's get this out from under you. You usually get this figured out. Stay, stay. She goes so fast that you barely get her kind of figured out, and then she's running. But I want to get her here, Sadie. Good girl. Good girl. So we'll see the mountains here in a second. We're very close to the mountains, just like we were in Denver. We live there. The buildings are blocking them right now. Natural gas for a UPS truck. That's really pretty cool. This is the shuttle for the hotel. It's coming back by here right now. Awesome. Just going to try to get out here a little way so we can see the mountains. We're still not seeing the big ones. Those are mountains, but they're not the big ones. Those are foothills in front of the big ones. I don't think because it's cloudy that we're going to see them. Yeah, it's still the smaller ones. There's snow on the mountains that are the big mountains. Salt Lake City's at 14 or 4,000 feet about. Denver's at 5,000. Boise, where we live now, is at 1,800. And there's a bird she's chasing. She's a bird dog. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. What a good puppy. On environmental side, some big things happening out there in the world. Um, uh, Natural gas is now the second largest port for natural gas in the world is in the United States to export natural gas. 5 years ago, it was not even open yet, this particular location. It's in Texas. And the US was a importer of natural gas. Now we're an exporter. And natural gas is basically unlimited. We don't really think we believe that there's even in 1,000 years but we could be using enough of it. In contrast to other kinds of fossil fuels, oil and diesel and other. She's looking up at the birds. I'm going to put the phone down in a second again, put her away. Think I've ever shown any of you inside this truck. It's a pretty cool. Those are boxes. There's an air conditioner up there. I don't have it on right now because it's 58 degrees outside. It's just about perfect temperature for dogs. These are storage for tools that I use called bumpers in the training process. I need to lock this again. Mark, any comments or questions from anybody?
Mm, I've got I've got a couple of comments. Uh, any
Okay.
thoughts? Okay, so any thoughts on magnolias? Are there uh, they're so ancient, they're pollutant okay, pollinated by beetles because bees didn't exist yet. Okay, so that's a comment. And then there's a long comment, so I think there's no
About that.
question.
So I can't help with that. If you want to show that, you could take the screen, Mark, and look up a great, put it, grab whatever the link is and
Mhm.
show it. I'm gonna take out another dog here real quick so you guys can see her. Another one of our new ones named Sis. Just getting a leash again. You've taken the screen, Mark?
Yeah, I will show you show one of the links that she shared with us. So yeah, I've taken the screen, and there's a um, Washington Gardener current issue. So magazine award-winning publication for Mid-Atlantic gardeners by local gardeners. Okay, so this is one of the online magazines that Alicia shared with us. A lot of good information here. So people go ahead and read that. Here's a video.
Fleabane plant profile. Fleabane, Evergeron species.
Want the screen back?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
This is Sis, who's another one of our new additions. She's right on her lead out in front of me. Sis, here. Come here, baby. Come here, baby doll. She got wet this morning when we were running, and she's usually a lot more white than this, so that's dirt on her back. She's wanting to go run a little bit. FedEx truck. That must be like one my son owns, having his FedEx franchise. Somebody using a leaf blower. So she's trying to pull. If you notice, Sadie wasn't doing this as much. She's a little scared of that leaf blower, I think.
Yeah.
It's a little loud too. I didn't know that'd be that noise. We'll go in here in a second. Just want to quickly let her. There she goes. Good girl. That's going to the bathroom. Little dog training for you folks out there. Teach him to do this real early on so that you don't have to. Here. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Very, 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 very good girl. Yeah.
And I thought you'd have Vikings with you.
Viking's with me. Yeah. He's in the truck. Wow, you guys have seen Viking. Just haven't seen these.
These are new ones, right? And how old is this one?
I need to get past this leaf blower. He is loud.
Okay.
I need to get her in the truck before he gets here.
Yeah, I'm going to show a short video. In the meantime,
Life can never predict what you're going to see and what
right.
you're going to run into. Here we thought we were going to be quiet, and all of a sudden we've got, oh, I got to find my keys. I better find them before I go locking stuff up. Where did I put them? Oh, there they are. Hotel key. So you know, in about 5 years, we're all going to look back. We're going to think about this time in our lives as it relates to AI. And we're going to have one of two feelings. One could be that we feel bad because we did not do enough with it in the early days. And instead, we're going to say, those people that were figuring out ways to make money from AI, they sure were lucky. No, they're not lucky. They're just doing it now. When all the rest of us, I'm going to put me into the category, but I don't think I will be. All the rest of those out there that are going 5 years from now, those people were lucky. Nope, that wasn't the case. Those people were just smart enough to do something with it when we weren't, or you weren't, however that might go. AI is the revolution of our lives. I used to say it was the computer or the cell phone or the smartphone. Those are all really big deals. Nothing like, switch it back to me here. Nothing like AI is, everybody, nothing. Just nothing. There's nothing close in terms of what it's going to do for mankind, for the world, for business success, for business failure, hopefully for not negative things, hopefully not for war or making war easier and being, truly is right now. The whole usage of AI is garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. And I just hope moving ahead that it isn't the garbage in scenario that wins over the good in scenarios. It is a beautiful day, so I decided I'd walk around. I have no idea what Teton Sports across from me there is. You can't see it. I don't have the camera facing that way right now. I'm going to go back in and switch from the phone to my computer and go to show you a couple of AI softwares that I acquired just today. In the meantime, Mark, why don't you pull up in video and make a video for everybody right now, just to show them what you can do with an AI application in literally a heartbeat, just in 5 minutes or less.
Okay.
I need to put my card in the door to get in. Well, I'll tell you, while Mark's getting that pulled up, I got to walk all the way around. It's not that far, but to the front door. I've had nothing but problems with this hotel. And I've had nothing but problems about 2 hotels in the last week. I got bed bugs a week ago tomorrow at a hotel. And I don't know whether in the other parts of the world they're that dominant, but they are not that dominant here. At least they didn't used to be. And now they are. And my key just didn't work in the outside. Well, this key is a brand new one that they gave me about 2 hours ago because it wasn't working to get in my room. And honestly, I think most of the people that are working in these places now are somewhat incompetent. Mark, I thought you were going to pull up in video so we could show people. So it'll give me time to do something a little bit different here.
Okay. All right. So here's the in video. This is the place where put in your prompt. So I'm gonna put like generate a video about environmental uh, problems and solutions.
Yeah, problems. Let's say issues and the world today or something like that.
Right. Uh, so just click generate and it does everything. So give it a short prompt. It does everything to create a video that you can upload on any of the uh, YouTube or Instagram, um, any of the places, Facebook. So a lot of places you can
Preview
use
it for
videos.
everybody also, Mark.
What was that? Sorry, a preview.
Preview
Yeah.
it once you get it. Once it gets finished process of doing it, yeah.
Yes, it's
Preview it and
working
show
on
it.
it now, so it will show you. Um, it'll take like few minutes. Oh, all right. So
I bet it's going to do it quickly. I took my video off.
and you can set like the tone of it, the voices, then what you want it for. Like if you wanted a vertical video, short video, or a horizontal one for YouTube, uh, you can set all those things. And now it's like getting done.
So again, for everybody out there, we are currently previewing a video.
And I'll also show you the editing side of it. Like you can edit the script, edit individual um, individual images also with different things. But I'll just play the one they generate now. But if you want, you can do frame by frame and customize it as you want. So it's taking a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, I turned my video off, but I wanted to welcome people out there, and there's some new ones, and there's some oldies who are around and very rarely contribute. And I know that person's going to come visit me soon. I'm very, very excited about that. So this is, when we're all in on this, we'll probably have put 5 minutes into it. Wait till you see the quality of this video. So again, this is a program called InVideo. It is one that is a subscription.
Yeah, this is amazing.
I think. Yeah, it's talking about all the issues right now that it's going to put into it. So remember we asked, Mark said, tell us about environmental problems in the world. Again, especially you newcomers out there, and you know who you are. If you're relatively new or you just don't speak up very much, ask some comments.
Okay, so the preview is loading. Be done in like a few seconds. And once it's done, you can download it. Okay, so this is the video. In preview mode, you're going to see some of these watermarks, but once you download it, you won't.
Our Earth is in trouble. We face serious environmental problems. These issues affect all of us. We must act now to protect our planet. Climate change is causing temperatures to rise. This leads to extreme weather events. We see more heat waves, droughts, and floods. These events harm people and ecosystems. Pollution is another major problem. We pollute our air, water, and land. This pollution comes from factories, vehicles, and waste. It harms our health and the environment. Deforestation is also a serious concern. Forests are being cut down at an alarming rate. This destroys habitats and releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Climate change is a global emergency. Human activities are releasing greenhouse gases. These gases trap heat in the atmosphere. This causes the planet to warm. The impacts of climate change are widespread. Sea levels are rising, threatening coastal communities. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and intense. Glaciers and ice caps are melting at an alarming rate. We must reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. We can transition to renewable energy sources like solar and wind power. Energy efficiency is key. We can also support policies that promote sustainability. Pollution is contaminating our planet. Air pollution comes from factories, vehicles, and burning fossil fuels. It causes respiratory problems and other health issues. Water pollution comes from industrial waste, sewage, and agricultural runoff. It contaminates our drinking water and harms aquatic life. Land pollution is caused by dumping waste and using harmful chemicals. We must reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. We can use public transport, cycle, or walk. We must dispose of waste responsibly and reduce our consumption. Section 4. Forests under threat. Forests are vital for the health of our planet. They absorb carbon dioxide, regulate climate, and provide habitats for countless species. Yet, deforestation continues at an alarming rate. Forests are cleared for agriculture, logging, and mining. This destruction releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change. It also destroys habitats and threatens biodiversity. We must protect our forests. We can support sustainable forestry practices. We can also reduce our consumption of products that contribute to deforestation. Section 5, our shared responsibility. Protecting our planet is a shared responsibility. Governments, individuals, and businesses all have a role to play. Governments must implement policies to address climate change, reduce pollution, and protect our forests. They must invest in renewable energy, promote sustainable practices, and hold polluters accountable. Individuals can make a difference through our choices. We can reduce our carbon footprint, conserve water and energy, and support businesses committed to sustainability. We face unprecedented environmental challenges, but there is still hope. By working together, we can create a sustainable future for all. Let us act now to protect our planet for generations to come.
So you're able to edit the script and also go frame by frame. If you want, add your own pictures and then change the chapter's script. So that's pretty much how it works. And also music, voices, and accent. So you heard probably a British accent, but you can make it American, male, male or female, anything pretty much. So that's one of the examples that you have seen today.
Mark, was that the entire video?
Yes, it was like 3 minutes video.
Was that the end of it? So it didn't
Yes.
really have an in-row. I've got the camera. I'm in a public place here, so I want people to be on screen that don't want to be. That's just one example. You couldn't make that video, and there were lots of little problems in that video, and even correcting them. The biggest one I saw was the speed of the voice was changing. He would accelerate his discussion for a short period, and then he'd slow down to what would be the normal speed. So it was not, it wasn't consistent in terms of this. The speed of the voice. Well, that can be changed. And as Mark said, you can edit the script, video, or images. You can have AI create them. Those are either stock, Mark, or those AI. because you can use either.
Yes, you can use either stock images or AI generated. There's a term they use like
What were those? What did you tell it to? What did you tell it to do? Which were those?
I just went with the default setting. Didn't change anything, but I could change those and use either or I think they call it generative videos or generative images. So I could use both kind of images, or I could add my own if I wanted to.
I'm sorry, I was muted there. You didn't hear that. So that's just one program that we found and bought called InVideo. We're not promoting it. We don't have any stake in the game. We don't make money from it. But I just bought a couple more today that are a little more complex, but a lot cheaper. I think the total cost was $67 and it's a one-time fee. So I'm going to turn the camera back on. I'm back in my room. There's no ongoing. InVideo does have a ongoing subscription, but I'm going to switch to this one and just show you a different one that I just got, but I need to switch here. I'm working on my computer. Come on, by the way, some of you newcomers or even old timers that are out there, talk to us. Tell us something. I got to switch to Zoom. Could have done it right there. Don't need to do this. It's telling me it's installing updates. I'm sure it did it yesterday. That is one of the negatives of when you're an early adopter. You have to put up with a little bit of things like, in this case, it just updated yesterday and now it's updating today. So now I just need to wait for it to come up. It's going to show me all the meetings and it's going to say that I could switch, which I'm going to do right now. So now I'm on my desktop rather than my cell phone. I'm actually grabbing a chip to have. We have about a little less than 20 minutes left. Please, audience, weigh in. Some of you are out there. I know you've got some thoughts or some questions. What are they? Other than Alicia's are great ones, and we've talked about several of hers, but don't let her dominate.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to unmute and speak, just raise your hand. We'll unmute you.
Kind of closing some things, and I'll take the screen over here in a second.
Okay, so your mic, yeah, you probably, Ronald, your microphone will be, if it's connected, we can turn it on.
Your microphone, if you're on a desktop, is down in the left-hand corner. On a cell phone, it also is down there. Left-hand corner of the screen for Zoom.
Yeah, you'll see an icon, microphone.
I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
You're actually going to see the first thing you're going to see is emails, and I'm going to show you this one that I just bought from a guy named Amit Gawad, and I'm going to go to my login information. And I've already shared this on I've already saved this on LastPass. But by the way, we've talked about LastPass. If you don't have some kind of a email or password protection program, highly recommend LastPass. Again, we don't make any affiliate fees or anything from it. This is Smart Studio AI, and I think the basic version of this is 19. I added some add-ons, but look at all the things it can do. It can manage websites. It can create articles. It can create websites. It can create ads. It can do t-shirt design. It can make AI stickers. It can create blog posts. It can do email campaigns. It can generate headlines. I don't know what spammy subject something is. It's a spammy subject checker. But Colonomic Action Team. I would highly recommend you don't do what I'm doing. Before you start doing this stuff on these new programs, it says just put the words in there a second time. So I really don't know what this does. It maybe doesn't like the word economic, thinks that's a spam word. I don't know. But anyway, read the instructions first. And I didn't do that. You can do blacklist checking, reputation checking, create text to image. Create an image. Saying Dennis Weaver working on economic projects. See if it knows Dennis Weaver, who even Dennis Weaver was. I think it's working. No, I don't know because I've never used this. No, that actually does look a little bit like a younger Dennis Weaver.
Pretty close.
I'm not sure he was ever this ripped with his muscles, but there's a bigger version of it.
He's got the
Looks like
hat
he's
on.
got the hat. He's reading
Yeah.
something. It looks like a call, about a farm field and some maps of it. Who knows what that is? What did I ask it to do again? So I don't know how you save it on this. I don't want to get rid of it. Let's create a logo. No problem. They just put the name economic action team. Wonder if I have to say working. It's showing that up on my screen. It's supposedly going to create a logo. Yeah, this is going too slow. I don't know I don't know whether I missed something. Let's go back to the text to image. I think it's not letting me do it because it's still thinking up here about this ecological action. No, there it moved. Again, there is training. All of these programs, even very inexpensive, there's training. Let's look at how to create a website right here. Let's just do a broad based of the video demo. This guy's not doing a great job with this training. That was terrible. Unfortunately, that's kind of common for these overseas produced. Remember, you're paying $19, so it's not that expensive. I got to get rid of this. Where's my, how do I get a YouTube? Oh, here we go. Let's click on the video for how to create a website. It's only 1 minute and 44 seconds long.
Yeah, the audio is not clear.
What, Mark?
We can hear the audio.
What were you saying?
Oh, we can't hear the audio.
Oh, you can't. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, it's just telling you, it's showing everything that it's showing. So I'm going to keep it. It's almost over. It's got 40 seconds, but it's actually telling you just how to create it. It's showing the website being created. Anyway, very cheap program, not the best of training, maybe not the best of process. But again, how important, think ahead 5 years and what you're going to be saying about how important AI is to the world and us and what we're doing. So we are at the top of the hour. Mark, are there any other questions or comments?
There's some comments. So, link to the AI tools and a link to Adobe Career Pro for AI videos. So those are useful.
Yeah. You know how much Adobe Premiere costs? A lot. So there's an example of something that is very
Yes.
old school. Adobe is very old school and it's
Yes.
expensive. So this is $19. Adobe's maybe 119 a month or even more. So anyway,
Yes.
just a comment.
Yep.
Any others?
That is it.
All right. Well, this is fun. Thank all you for being here. Me in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm excited about people coming to visit us at our Riggins Hot Springs site next week and doing all kinds of things. The weather in that area is beautiful. And we're going to have fun at the hot springs. So I think I'll be up there next week when we do this webinar. And we'll have some fun with Joe up there and Brad, who's up, and we now have a new woofer volunteer named Latif, and we have 2 more we're interviewing, Isabella, and I think it's Dewey is the other one, and it's Canadian. So I think that's it for now. So